All right, Coach, first opened back in 2017. There's a look at the gleaming new Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport. As both teams made their way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Jets and the Atlanta Falcons. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Now, this is going to put him back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
On first down, it's Darnold. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
Darnold on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock the outlet away and bring up second down.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Set. 319.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now off the bootleg, Darnold. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On play action, Allen out to his left. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. From the gun, it's Allen. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big play on 3rd down for the Falcons. 52 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. On first down, Allen looking downfield for Jones. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Set. Green, 39.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. Flushed out right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Allen again. Looking deep for Julio. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
I know exactly why I tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. This is a 49-yard attempt. Right hash. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this will remain a scoreless game. So it's an empty possession there, and you'd have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise that this would come up short.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He's going to air one out. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
It's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Throwing now is Allen. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 39 that time. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Allen will try again on 2nd down. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 24 yards. You know, he's already thrown for more yardage in this first quarter than he did all of last week.
And I could be snarky here and say, well, he didn't throw for a lot of yards last week. But the bottom line is he put in a great week of practice and really came out ready to go in this one.
Operating from the red zone now. Allen. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Set. Green, 39.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. It's caught. Jones. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll run with Chubb, and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Nick Chubb, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, Darnold. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes his quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Down to about the 22 here. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now Allen throwing on 2nd down. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. So out now come the Jets. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 20.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Deion Jones. Coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Here's Darnold now on second down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Third and long, it's Darnold. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Shoot! Wide. Back 99 Philly, here we go. Hey, watch that. Check right 54. Right 54. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing on first down is Allen. And Jones has it over the middle. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And he will find Ridley. That's complete. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Gone!
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
And this is incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Allen now looks to throw, drops it off for Chubb, and he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to make it 4th down. And his kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And New York set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
We just saw what a lot of teams call a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game. That signifies they want to run the football. Yeah, occasionally they'll play action and throw it, but most of the time, those guys on the field means strength, power, run the ball behind them. And now what a lot of teams are doing is they're taking an extra offensive tackle and putting him in a tight end number to give them even more blocking power. And we just saw it on that play.
Second and goal from inside the 5. So the shotgun snap to Allen. His pass caught at the 4. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. If you're going to pass down here, you better get that in the end zone.
I agree with you totally. And as we both know, the field's already condensed. There's just not a lot of space. So you've got to create some by getting some people downfield into the end zone. If you want to throw it short, you've got to have some movement, some room in order to do that. That one didn't work.
Definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal.
And they might think about going for it here, but it's still just the second quarter. Take the 3 points, tell the defense you believe in them, and let them get the ball back for you.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And the Jets set to take the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. The shotgun snap for Darnold. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Solid coverage on the play by Devondre Campbell. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Cannon Balazs. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Watch him now, Barney!
To throw on second down is Darnold. Wide open receiver, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, a 22.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, he usually gets it done. Now a play fake here on first down. He'll buy some time right. And my goodness, another interception. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches. Here's Allen, and that is incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was third and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Jets will take over first and 10. And New York set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Play fake, and it's Darnold rolling to his right. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. Officially, a minute 54 to go in this first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. To throw is Darnold. Complete outright to Kurz. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. This will be fielded at the 17. Negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Dancing to his left. And he will find Ridley on the left side. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
No, check, Patriot! All right, now, look at 56,
Play action here on first down. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, here's Allen. Going for it all. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And now out come the Jets. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They run it again with Chubb. Oh, able to avoid him. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Falcons on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. Allen going to throw. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Avery Williamson able to drop it for a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded just inside the 20. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%.
Hey, you got 3, Here we go now. Green 39, green 39. Right, 58, right there. Watch QB drop.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. To throw on third down, Allen. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. Past the 20, 10, touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Falcons add on.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by one more. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And boy, again, they won't get this off in time. So that'll back them up 5. Successive penalties have them looking now at a 1st and 20.
We got 3. All right, here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Here we go now.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They're losing here in the 3rd quarter, maybe trying to get the ball outside, bust a big play. Obviously didn't work there.
Man, while it didn't work, I really can't fault them for trying it. You and I have talked to the offensive coordinator, and we knew that was the place they wanted to try and go. And sometimes you just have to stick with it because 2-yard gains turn into 20-yard gains as the game goes along.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. And certainly not the greatest of kicks there. This one will be down inside their own 40-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, this is Chubb. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be, but we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And again, it's Chubb. Breaks through the contact. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Julio Jones, the lone receiver left. And now they'll throw with Allen. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. Extra point attempt here still to come. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Now let's go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4.
Detroit! Detroit!
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, you're in an island over there. Single receiver. All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On 1st down, Darnold. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Back now in Atlanta. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Set. 3-19.
And they'll run it here. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. 4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Well, you feel the excitement build on those 4th down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on 4th down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on 4th down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
To Chubb. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Falcons on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
A run for Nick Chubb, and he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Back to throw, Darnold. And nearly intercepted. That would have been a hat trick, his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here's Darnold. And my goodness, another interception. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. On the carry, it's Chubb. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Second and goal from inside the 5. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. They pitch it to Chubb, and this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And his kick here is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So put 3 on the board, but from that far into enemy territory, probably hoping for more.
Yeah, I think they're going to get together on the sideline and talk about it, right? Because you get that far, that deep, you want to come away with a touchdown. They'll take the 3, but they're going to file it away for the future.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And New York set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take
pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 2nd down, Darnold got his man, Robbie Anderson. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
Darnold. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
Here we go now. Boom, Boom.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete. A little too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
Yeah, really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today.
And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Chubb powers through it, and he'll get this only up to about the 35. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So for the Falcons, it took a while, but they finally get that first win after 4 straight losses. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers.